A very good evening to all the students, teachers, and mentors who have joined today's session. On behalf of the entire Atal Innovation Mission team, I welcome you all to another exciting session on artificial intelligence. Today's session on artificial intelligence is the second session in a series of sessions we are conducting in collaboration with the Intel AI for Youth team. Intel's AI for Youth is a flagship program as part of their comprehensive portfolio of global digital readiness. The topic for today is AI for All orientation session, which has been specially curated with the objective to raise public awareness and is for anyone who is interested in getting acquainted with the emerging technologies and wants to build a digital first mindset. For today's session, we have Ms. Sapna with us. Sapna is Intel's AI for Youth lead coach. So without any further delay, I hand it over to Sapna for the session.
Thank you, Naba. Thanks a lot. And good afternoon, teachers, principals, students, for joining us for the AI for All orientation session. So, AI for All program has been initiated by Intel in collaboration with CBSC and Ministry of Education, and also it is a part of the Digital India initiative taken by the Indian government. So, as before starting and before going into what the program is all about, what it consists of, because we are talking about artificial intelligence, let us have a quick look into what artificial intelligence is, why it is important for us to know about artificial intelligence, and how it is changing our work scenario, how is it changing our the way we live and the way we work. So, moving forward, the first question that comes in our mind before starting to know what AI for all is what is artificial intelligence. So if I consider the two words, so basically it is made up of two words, artificial and intelligence. And the word intelligence is something which we all are very familiar with, and as like it is like a fact that human beings or the homo sapiens are the most intelligent of all the species. So the question arises, what makes us intelligent, or what are the indicators that we are intelligent? And few of the terms or few of the cognitive things or the cognitive functions that we can do with the help of our brain and our mind can be logical reasoning. So if we see logical reasoning, like knowing the facts, understanding them, analyzing them, critically looking into them and taking some decisions, so that is logical reasoning. We are, as human beings, we are able to do because we are intelligent. We have some level of intelligence with us, which we call IQ. The other next thing that we are able to do with our intelligence is to learn. Now, learning is something very integral for our cognitive development, for our mental development, as well as our physical development. So, what happens? How do we learn? If we look back into our lives and we look into the way human beings learn or the way children learn or any adult learns, is first thing, yes, we read, we gain knowledge, we understand facts, we look into them, and the other thing is we learn through our experiences. Learning through experiences is something which is or what I can say, which is a gift for us. Whatever happens in our life, whatever new information we get, whatever new impetus we get, whatever new stimuluses we get, we learn and we keep learning throughout our life. So that is what makes us intelligent. Another thing is understanding. Because we are intelligent, we are able to communicate with each other and we are able to understand each other. So it can be a verbal communication, it can be communication through messages, through text, or it can also be communication through sign languages, through our body gestures. So as because we are intelligent, the intelligent and the cognitive feature in our mind, in our like physiology, helps us in communicating in different manners. And we have devised or we have invented different ways of communication which we feel other species have not been able to do. So that is something which we consider a thing, or basically a feature that has made helps us in understanding each other and understanding the real world also around us. The other thing is problem solving. Now, problem solving is something very close to our heart and something which makes us effective in our life. It makes our work very effective and also helps us in navigating the various challenges that we encounter in our lives. So, for example, suppose I have to go to the office, right? And I take my car with me. One day, suppose I find as soon as I try to start my car and it doesn't work. What do? I start looking for solutions. I start looking for ideas, for ways to solve that particular problem. So maybe I can ask someone from my family to give me give me a lift and drop me to the office. I can take a cab and go there. If my office is very close to my house, and maybe 5 minutes walk or 10 minutes walk, maybe I walk down to the office. But then then what happens? So these are the various solutions of the problem which I have in mind. Then the very important thing comes is decision making. I have options, I have ways to solve the problem. Now I will try to see which out of all these three issues or out of all these three options, which one is more suitable for me. So if suppose I have a very important meeting and I'm short of time, then I won't choose to walk to my office. I will choose either someone dropping me to my office or I'll take a cab. So decision making is another very important cognitive function that our intelligence helps us in performing. And yes, critical thinking, getting information through our experiences, analyzing all the facts, and reaching to a particular decision. So, all these things are some of the ways which are indicators for human intelligence, right? And I think every one of you will agree with what I have mentioned, because this is what we learn. This is what we learn when we say that how adults learn, or how children learn, or how a human being learns. So, by all these methods, we learn, we gain our intelligence, and using this intelligence, we are able to perform various tasks. So, now getting like discussing about intelligence, which we already knew, coming to the word artificial. So, it is a collaboration of two words, artificial intelligence, and a very common answer of artificial thing is man made. So, artificial intelligence means an intelligence which is created by man, created by human beings, and with which we help the machines, the machines to become artificially intelligent, the machines to become intelligent. And these machines will not just be providing automation functions, or they won't just be programs, but these machines would be able to think logically. These machines would be able to understand us. They would be able to depict trends, depict patterns, and find predictions. They will be able to solve real world problems for us. And yes, uh, looking into all these circumstances, they will be able to take decisions on their own. So, a very simple definition that we have framed and you all can see on your screen is a very simple definition that anyone can understand. So, what is artificial intelligence? So, when a machine mimics human intelligence, so all the factors that I discussed earlier, when a machine is able to mimic these uh, human intelligence indicators, and it can solve real world problems. So now the purpose, why are we making these machines intelligent? So that they are able to solve real world problems. That is what we want to do. And it keeps on improving on its own from its experiences, like we human beings do. When say we were very young, and when we were 5 years old, when we were 10 years old, and then we kept on growing, our experiences increased, and as our experiences increased, I we kept on learning. So if a machine also keeps on learning by its experiences, and it is able to predict and make decisions on its own, then we say that a machine is artificially intelligent. So, Concluding it, basically, when a machine is able to perform functions that human beings are able to perform with the help of their intelligence, we say that a machine is artificially intelligent. Moving ahead, so now a very interesting question. The question comes, why are we learning about artificial intelligence? Why do we want to learn about it? And do we really think that AI readiness is a must? And if we think it is a must, then why? So answering that question or looking into that thought or providing some food for your thought, let us discuss this. So right now, we all have heard about industrial revolutions, right? So there was the steam power revolution, which was termed as the first revolution. The second revolution was when electricity was invented. The third revolution was when digital computing came in place around 1970. And now we are into the fourth industrial revolution, which we call the revolution of emerging technology, cyber physical systems. So if you look at the timeline, steam power, the first industrial revolution came into being around 1760. It took us almost like approximately 100 years to for the second industrial revolution to come up, which came up when electricity was developed and which enabled mass production in the factories. The third revolution also around approximately around 100 years when digital computing came into being, and with digital computing came into being the automation process. So this is how it happens. Steam power, then electric power enabled us to do mass production. Then came our digital computing, which gave us the capabilities of automation. And if you see, like from 1970 till today, it is almost 50 to 60 years, right? So what is happening that these emerging technologies are really changing our world at a very high speed, at a very large pace. So this is what we can get from this timeline, that now the changes happening in our world, the changes happening in the whole global economy with the help of emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, 5G telephony, AIoT, etc., is really accelerating the process of changes. Now, because our life is changing, our working environment is changing, and the way we live is changing, and it is affected by all these emerging technologies, it becomes very important. It becomes very imperative for each and everyone, despite of the fact that we are not into the technical field, despite of the fact that we are not developing programs, we are not making the machine artificially intelligent, but we are surrounded by a world where artificial intelligence has become a part of our lives. So I hope and I'm sure everyone would agree that if something is affecting my life, I should know about it, right? So now the question comes. I'm saying that AI is affecting our lives. Now, do you think AI is affecting your life? And if you think, if yes, then where do you think you are using it? So I'm pretty sure every one of you would have heard about the apps, the services and apps that are mentioned on the slide. And you would have used many of them. Maybe you would have not used one or two of them, right? So quickly, I'll discuss with you how these various apps are using artificial intelligence, how artificial intelligence is basically um, powering them, making them more customized and making them more helpful for the people. The first one is Swiggy, which is a food delivery app. And there are other food delivery apps also, Swiggy and Zomato. Now, in earlier days, when these apps were not there, we used to order. At times, we used to place orders. And how we used to do that? We used to call up the restaurant, right? And we used to ask them, what is there in your menu? And they used to tell us, this is like all these things are in our menu. We used to place our order, and we used to provide them with our phone number and also with our address and some landmarks. Now the person used to bring the food to our home, and we have to actually guide that person through our phone that this is the lane you have to come, this is the house where you have to come. And then when the person came to our house, they used to pay for our food. And then there were some hassles related to change, etc. Like if the person didn't have the appropriate change. So though things were happening that time, but it was very cumbersome. It was a bit tedious. So what Swiggy did, Swiggy started collecting data about restaurants, about their menus, collating it together. So it required lots and lots of data. Then it also provided the feature of tracking where the delivery person was there, was standing, where the restaurant was, where our houses. And using this GPS system, it enabled the what I can say, the traveling part very easily. And now, whenever we go to these apps, it provides us with recommendations. It provides us with names of the restaurants that we have visited earlier. So, based on our earlier history, earlier uh, browsing history, it keeps on providing us with recommendations. Recommendations for restaurants, recommendations for menus. So, what happened? The service is the same, but using artificial intelligence, it has been made very easy for customers. So AI is powering it. YouTube, we all have used YouTube, right? And in YouTube, what happens? Suppose I watch a video on, say, quantum physics. What will happen? Next, the next time when I open YouTube, it will start recommending me videos not only for about quantum physics, but also about other concepts related to it. So maybe Big Bang, maybe string theory, etc. So what is it? This is, as a human being, like, we suggest to people, okay, so you have seen this, you would like this, I think you would like this video also. So similarly, this is what YouTube is doing. Another way how YouTube is using artificial intelligence is, it is using a deep learning concept for identifying videos which are objectionable videos, which should not be which should be removed from the site. Because what happens, like, every minute thousands and thousands of videos are being uploaded on YouTube. Suppose they keep human beings to check those videos and see if there is something offensive which needs to be removed. It will take a lot of time. Until the time the person would be able to find the video, what will happen? The video would have been uploaded, people would have seen it, people would have downloaded it. So it would fail in the purpose that it was trying to do. So for that, an AI deep learning model has YouTube has a deep learning AI model that helps in identifying these offensive videos and removing them before anyone could see it. And the last article that I read about, or the last research that I did, it said that around 76% of videos were removed using this AI model. So that is something which is providing power to YouTube. The third thing is Lenskart. So Lenskart, I'm talking about when we access Lenskart through our laptops, our computers, or through our mobile phones, through their apps. So what happens is, it takes my picture, and after taking my picture, it basically identifies data points of my face, the length of my forehead, the structure of my face, the structure of the cheekbones. And using these data features, then it would go to database of frames, and from there it extracts frame which would look good on that particular face. And I can try the frames and see on the screen how that particular frame would look on me. So over here, two technologies are being used. One is augmented reality. What is augmented reality? That despite of the fact that I'm sitting at my home, I'm accessing my laptop or I'm accessing my phone and using Lenskart, I get a feeling that I'm sitting in the store. I'm standing in the Lenskart store, and I'm like um, trying all those frames, and I get a realistic experience. This is what is augmented reality, a virtual reality. Then second thing is artificial intelligence. What AI is doing, AI is collecting data from my face structure, length of my forehead, positioning of my nose, structure of my face, etc. Using all that data, it is going back to the database where it has thousands of frames, and from that, it selects the appropriate frames and present it to me. So this is how Lenskart has been able to use artificial intelligence in providing us these facilities sitting at home and having an experience as if I'm in their store. The fourth one is Arogya Setu. I will not go a lot into detail into Arogya Setu because we all have experienced this during uh, the pandemic time. So Arogya Setu basically collects data by asking people to submit their feedback, like whether they have symptoms or they don't have symptoms, were they tested positive with COVID, when they were tested, etc. When I activate this app and my Bluetooth is on and I go to the market or I go somewhere, it tells me I have somehow come in contact with people who were infected with COVID. So it is helping me keeping myself safe. And also it is now collecting the vaccination data, etc. So it helps me, and basically it is providing me a feature for safety. These four icons over here, Siri, Google Assistant, Cortana, Alexa, we all know these are our voice assistants. So what we do, we talk to them, right? We say, "Hey Siri, can you tell me the temperature?" Or we say, "Hey Cortana, can you provide me information how long it will take from my home to reach XYZ place?" So it is as if I am talking to a human being. Now, how these voice assistants are helping me is by understanding me and doing the task which I ask them to do, right? So this is also something which is using artificial intelligence. Facebook, we get recommendations of our mutual friends. So that is a way how Facebook is using artificial intelligence. And then also the tagging feature. I upload a picture, I tag. And next time when I upload a picture with that person's photo, the system says, I think this person can be, this photo can be of this person. Would you like to tag it? Right? And then last but not the least, so because there are other applications also using artificial intelligence, Google Map. Not going into lots of detail, Google Map has a vast amount of data fed into it through users' feedback, through the government traffic websites, through the satellite, and it helps us in knowing the current situation of the traffic, the current situation of the time that I will take to traverse from one place to other. So we all were using these applications, right? So knowingly or unknowingly, we are using artificial intelligence in our lives. So that is the reason why Government of India, CBSE, and Intel decided to introduce the program AI for All, the orientation that we are doing. So this program was launched by Ministry of Education in partnership with Intel. The objective is that every person, so AI for all is like everyone in the country. So the objective is that every person should be aware of AI, should be aware how AI is being used in their lives, and should know how artificial intelligence is benefiting our lives. So Intel flagship program name is Intel AI for Citizen. In India, because our national strategy talks about AI for all, in India we call this program as AI for all. It is for everyone, and the aim is to make the general public aware of AI applications they interact with. So till now, yes, we were using YouTube, we were using Arogya Setu, but like very discreetly we didn't know that this was using AI. But now we can start thinking whenever we interact with an app, we will start thinking, oh, is it using AI or is it not using AI? And the second aim is to democratize AI for all. So democratization, basically um, making AI awareness available yet accessible to each and every citizen. So keeping this in mind, when National Education Policy completed its 1 year, the program was inaugurated by our president, and there is a very small clip that I would like to share with you. Let us have a look into it.
Artificial intelligence is the fuel for the new world. India's AI strategy is built on the philosophy of AI for all. It identifies AI to gain inclusive growth and develop population-scale solutions for societal needs. National Education Policy released in 2020 by Ministry of Education, Government of India, further reaffirms the importance of AI skills for making India truly AI ready. To accelerate the pace of digital readiness and help build a digital-first mindset in all the citizens, Ministry of Education, Central Board of Secondary Education, and it's about AI and the parent, a professional in any field, or a senior citizen. The program can be completed in 4 hours, is available in 11 Indian languages, and can be accessed by visually impaired. Register for AI for all and help make India AI ready.
So this was a brief background on why this program was started, why government of India collaborated with Intel for such type of a program. Because our national AI strategy says that everyone should be aware of artificial intelligence. So quickly, let us have a look into the features of the program that we are talking about. So it is a self-paced program. So self-paced means that you don't have to sit at one go and complete it. It is online. It can be done at your pace. If you have half an hour, you can do it. Then later on, when you have some more time, you can start it again from the point where you have left it. It has inbuilt questionnaires inside it, and it can be completed within 2 to 4 hours. So it is not that you have to sit on the, I mean, you have to go through the course for 4 hours. Somewhere between 2 to 4, depending on your how uh, fast your speed of reading and understanding is, it can be finished between 2 to 4 hours. If in the program we have included lots of images and lots of interactive activities, because we want the program to be very interactive, and as you all know, it is for everyone. So children would be doing it, parents would be doing it, guardians would be doing it, even senior citizens can do it, and people from various professions would be doing it. So we wanted the program to be very user friendly and very interactive. After, so there are 2 stages. After every section, we as soon as you complete every section, you will be able to download a digital badge, and you will get a digital certificate. Now the content of this program is compatible with talkback application. So people who can't see, who are visually challenged, they can also do this program through the talkback application, so they can hear and complete the program. Because we wanted this program to be democratized and taken all across the country, it has been developed in 11 languages. So that was the reason why we translated it into 11 languages. So these are the 2 sections, or these are the 2 segments of the program. So one is AI aware and the other one is AI appreciate. So in AI aware, which is the first section, we get to know what is AI and what AI can do for us. So very basic knowledge of what artificial intelligence is and how it is affecting our lives. And then understanding the present day application of artificial intelligence, that nowadays where all is AI being used, what are the applications of AI. And the third one is debunking some common misconceptions around it. So you all must have seen those science fiction movies where AI goes haywire, it goes out of our hands. So to bust those myths, we have a segment over there, that how AI ethics, how AI, a very strong code of conduct of ethics needs to be developed, and they are developed whenever an AI model is created or AI application is created, it is backed by a very strong AI ethics code. So this is what is covered in AI Aware. So this is the beginning, or what I can say, the introduction section. After you complete this section, you get a certificate and you can download your digital badge. Then we can move on to the second section, which is AI Appreciate. So AI Appreciate, we look into the domains of artificial intelligence. So AI has three domains: natural language processing domain, computer vision domain, and statistical domain. So we talk about these three domains in the second section. The other thing is we look into how AI is affecting various industries. So AI is affecting, in fact, each and every industry, for example, like finance, entertainment, health, agriculture, services, etc., etc. So this segment takes us into knowing how AI is being used by various industries. And the third thing, a very interesting thing about this section is that you can create your self paced learning path for AI. So suppose, so at the end of the program, you will feel, okay, I have understood all these things. Now I want to know more about AI. So you can create a personal plan to explore AI in the second section. So now what I will do is I will be taking you through the registration process. Now, this program is available online. This program is totally free of cost. Anyone can register on it and anyone can complete it. So this is the website address. If you all want, you all can note it down. I'm giving you 30 seconds. So it is on, because we have a partnership with CBSE, we have uploaded it onto CBSE website. So the website is basically cbseacademic.nic.in/AI4all.html. So you can just note this name. You don't need to write the steps. That are very simple. I'll give you a demo of those steps right now. So the website is cbseacademic.nic.in/AI4all.html. So 10 more seconds and we'll go and see how we can register ourselves on this website. So give me a second and I'll share the website. So as soon as you will go to this the website that I have mentioned, you will see this page. Welcome to AFR All launch video. I'm not going into this. You can explore the video later on. Basically, it's a glimpse of the program, what the program is, how it will benefit you, and what all does it cover. Now, suppose you already have an account, then you will log in. But right now, we don't have an account. So what we will do, we'll fill this form. So I'll put my name. Then I'll put in my phone number. So this phone number is required because when we log in, it will send an OTP to my phone. And using that OTP, I will be able to enter the website. The state. Now, these are the 11 languages. As I mentioned earlier, English, Hindi. So the language that you will select during registration, your course will come in the same language. So right now, you can choose any language. I have selected English. Then it is asking for my date of birth, gender. A referral code, we leave it as CBSE because it is we have gone through the CBSE link. I'm not a robot. And then send verification code. So this will not happen. So I'll be getting a verification code, or whatever number you have put in, you will get a verification code to register. Right now, After you have registered, now you have to log in. So we'll click on this button, login. And here I will put in the phone number with which I registered myself and click I am not a robot, and again it will send me an OTP. That OTP I have to, so I'll click on this. It will send me a verification code. I'm not clicking it right now because I have opened a tab before the session so that it doesn't take a lot of time. But when you'll click on this, you will get an OTP. You will have to enter the OTP and your course dashboard will appear on your screen. So this is how the dashboard looks like. So over here, if you see, now this is my account, right? So I have till now, I have completed 31% of the course. Okay. These are the various modules. Now, accessibility, this is not a module. The course starts from this one. Accessibility is because, if you can see over here, it has an audio version. So if I click on audio version, I can hear the course. So people who don't want to read it, they can also go through the audio version. People who can't see properly, they can use the audio version. We have a Braille version. So when I click on this, it will download the Braille ready format file, a file that can be like then printed onto Braille. Because Braille, you can't do it on the computer, so you'll have to take a printout and that would be printed on Braille and people can use that file to learn. Now from here our program starts. So let us have a look into the first segment, the first section. Welcome to AI for All. So it provides us with introduction. Now I'm not going into this is because this is what we have covered in the segment, that it is for students, stay at home parents, for any professional, for senior citizens, etc. So these are the features. It is a self-learning program. It is our first step toward that AI inclusive world. Now this is very important. However, it does not claim to skill train or make you an AI expert. So it is just a first step toward becoming AI aware. So this course will not provide me technical skills of AI. I won't become an AI expert, but yes, I will get an orientation. I will get knowledge about what AI is, what are its domain, how is it being used in my life, how is it being used in various industries. So its purpose is to get a basic understanding of artificial intelligence and empower you to communicate about it. So you can talk to people about it. And when people are talking about AI, you will have some knowledge and you can understand what they are talking about. So it tells that that it is divided into 2 parts. These are the batches that we will get. Now all the instructions are given over here. See, click on the plus symbol to expand. So I'll click over here. So it tells me about program badge and duration. Let's start our AI journey. Now, do not worry if you are new to AI. You don't need to have any previous experience. This is our first step. Now, there is a question. Have you used AI before? Now, suppose I am doing the course for the first time and I feel I'm just an educator, I'm just a teacher, or I'm just a student. I have not used AI. So I click on no and I say submit. So it tells me wrong. Knowingly or unknowingly, we have all used AI before. In this program, you will find out how. Take again. I can take the quiz or the question again. Have you used AI before? So now I have read, I have learned. So I'll say, yes, I have used it before. Submit. Correct. So this is correct. So let us move forward. Now, this video is going to tell you more about the 2 sections of the program. So we have included these videos also.
Hi, I'm Joy, your friendly bot host, and I'm here to talk about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is an overarching principle, a form of intelligence.
So why I showed this is to make the course very interesting, and because you can't read everything, right? We are human beings. We like to hear things. We like to see things. We like to see animations. So we have included animation, and we have also included like audio messages in the program. We have included interactive quizzes to make the program interactive and interesting for everyone. So we can hear this video. Now again, it is asking me, do you think AI applications are around you? Yes, now I know they are around me. So I'll say submit. Yes, correct. So this was the welcome segment. Let's start with AI aware. Click on the button to start. So now every instruction has already been given in the course. I'll click on AI aware and I'll scroll and start reading it and start learning, taking the quiz, etc. So I'm not going into more detail into it. So it talks about human intelligence. So when I click on one, humans are considered intelligent species. Let's take a look. Intelligent. Intelligence is a very broad term, right? Because we can think logically and respond to situations we are in. Remember the time when you were asked not to touch fire, but you still did. So do you remember when we were very young, our parents used to say, stay away from the iron, stay away from the fire, stay away, don't touch the knife. But we didn't used to pay attention. And then one day what happened? Our finger got burned. And then we realized, oh, now I will not go near the fire. I will not touch, or my hand got cut by the knife. And then I learned I will not touch this knife. So we learn by our experiences. So I will not go a lot into this. Then again a quiz, machine mimic dash intelligence. So machine mimic, which intelligence? Human intelligence. Correct. So this is how the course goes on. Now, if you see over here, suppose so I had completed some segments, right? And now today I opened my account in front of you all, and I can see this is 100% done. This is 100%, 100, 100, 100. Now over here, this was the stage where I completed my AI aware part. So now let us see how we can download our badges and download our certificates. So this I had done already. So congratulations, you are AI aware. Click on the card. So I'll click on this. You have successfully completed AI aware. Time to embark upon the second part. Great work, etc. So see, click here to get your AI aware badge. So I can do two things. I can I can WhatsApp this badge to my friends, my colleagues. I can tweet. I can put it on my LinkedIn profile. And this is a shareable link. So suppose you want to share it as a link. So that also is the feature is available. And you can download your badge. So suppose I click on download. So it has downloaded my badge and it is now in the form of a PNG file. So I can open it, I can keep it, I can store it in my computer anywhere. So this is a badge that I got. If I scroll down, so this is a badge that I got. If I scroll down, now this is the certificate. So if you all can see, it has Intel logo, CBSE logo, Digital India logo, certificate of participation. It has been signed by our Intel's director of Asia Pacific in Japan, and it has also been signed by director of CBSE. So you can download your certificate also. So till here, I was able to complete my AI Appreciate. Now see, sorry, AI Aware. AI Appreciate, I have completed only 4%. Now another interesting thing that I would like to show to you all. Abhi, right now, this section is not complete, right? The segment is not complete. Suppose I say, what is the point of completing it? Let me go on to the next segment. See what happens. Please complete previous lesson. So until and unless I have not completed the previous lesson, it will not allow me to go to the next lesson. So I will have to finish this lesson, and then only I will be able to move on to the subsequent lesson of the program. So like this, you all can I won't, because I think this demo would have you would have understood through this demo how to traverse, how to navigate the course. Now, what I would like you all to do is, after the session completes, register yourself on AI for All portal. Register yourself and start doing the program as and when you get your time. The first stage is that, right? You all become AI aware and you all go through the AI appreciate part. Download your badges, download your certificates, and as you see, this is a task of democratization of AI. Now, only the government or only Intel or only I cannot democratize it, right? We have a huge population, and today we have teachers, principals, and students from across the country, from all over the country, right? So what next thing what you all can do is, you can pass on the link to your family members, you can pass on the link to your friends, you can provide the link to your colleagues. Please provide the link to your students, your principals, and any person you come in contact with, and motivate them to do this course. So you will be joining a movement of democratizing AI across the whole country. And it would be a movement that will actually help us in making each and every citizen of the country AI ready. Each and every citizen of the country will understand what AI is. They will also understand how their life is being affected by artificial intelligence. And our the segment also talks about AI ethics. It also talks about data privacy. Now, data privacy, as you all know, is something which is very important nowadays, because what is happening, our what I can say, our data is very public. In our mobiles, we are using our data, our activities are being tracked, we are using so many online applications, and we provide our data. But how, as a human, as an individual, as a person, how can I keep my data private? What are the do's and what are the don'ts for keeping my data privacy? Very important aspect in my mind. So this also talks about data privacy. It talks about AI ethics. So when we say artificial intelligence is being used in development of self-driven cars. Now, in self-driven cars, what happened? The car drives itself, right? But the type of situations that human beings encounter. So, for example, when I'm going and I see that there are two people standing in front of the car, I can turn my car toward the left, but I see that there is a cow standing over there. So, that time, in a fraction of second, as a human being using human intelligence, I have to take some critical, crucial decision within seconds. So that is what we are trying to develop, a self-driven car. So our moral values, our ethical values have to be transferred to these AI enabled machines. So that is the part which is being covered, which has been covered in our program. The other thing is, there are many aspects. So for example, if I talk about, say, Google Map, so not only just it, so there are various dimensions, there are various ways in which AI is helping us. Yes, it helps us in improving our commute. It helps us in knowing where the traffic is, where the traffic is not. But it also provides us with a sense of safety. When we are using a public transport, when we are using a cab, using Google Map, I can see whether we are going in the right direction or not. So that is the reason why Intel has collaborated with CBSE, and why Government of India is so keen on making people aware of AI for all. AI for all. So I would repeat myself before I wind up the session. So we have a request to make from you all. Go to the website, register yourself, complete the course at your own pace, get your certificates, get your badges, and help us in spreading the wave of making people AI aware using AI for all. Your friends, your children, your parents, your colleagues, the principals, school staff, and everyone and anyone can do this course. So with this, I would like to wind up the session, and I'm really hoping that every one of you will register on the course, complete the course, and also help us in spreading the course across the country so that each and every citizen of our country is AI aware and knows about artificial intelligence and how their life is being touched or how their life is being changed or made better by the use of artificial intelligence. And also, in this era of technology, in this era of emerging technology, where data is something which is, which what I can say, it is the gold, basically. So at one time, gold was a very precious commodity. Nowadays, data is very important. Data is the fuel that is driving the economy. So as a person, as individuals, how can I keep my data private? So that was the session for today. And I hope you all would have got a glimpse into what AI is, which are the few applications that you are using, which is using artificial intelligence, how you can register to the course, and how you can earn your badges, and also help in democratizing AI across the country. Over to you, Naba.
Thank you so much, Sapna, for such an interesting session. We are now logging out. Thank you.